Hi all, всем привет. Hi Lagoon. This stream will be conducted in English. We have senior data engineer Ali Akhmetbek. Ali works at Provectus, and recently he got certified in associate cloud engineer. And the topic of today's stream is Ali, if you could share. Some people say it's this particular certification is too theoretic. Somebody says contrary is difficult. What was your experience? And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, hey guys, hey everyone. So yeah, as Oscar just mentioned, I'm Lee, and for today I would like to share with you some of my experience about passing the certification of GCP Associate Cloud Engineer certification. So yeah, briefly, let's start firstly about myself. Who am I? So I'm a certified data engineer at Provectus. I have several certifications. One of them from AWS. It's a Solution Architect Associate, and the other one is the Google Cloud Engineer that I have passed recently. I've graduated in Nepal University, and as is mentioned here, I'm a zealous fan of football, and I'm working as a data engineer at Provectus. Briefly about the company, Provectus is like multinational company. We work on consulting of the partners and developing of different software in mostly AI ML cases. So our office is located all over the world, as you can see here from the map. We have like offices in the United States, in some European countries. We've recently opened the Yerevan office, and yeah, we are partners of AWS. We are AWS premier partner, and currently we're having more than 600 employees working in our company. And as I have told you already, our competencies is mostly AI, ML, DevOps, cloud development, and some data and analytics. And we have several really huge partners of our company, like Nike, Pepsi, Johnson & Johnson, and some other companies. So yeah, now, yeah, here are some social networks of our companies. If you would like, you can go there and take a look and know a bit more. On our website, we have different case studies of from our partners and of our work. You can take a look and see, maybe it will be useful for you. So yeah, firstly, let's start briefly about what is a cloud, why it's necessary, some benefits. So cloud computing is simply remote servers that are located somewhere in the internet, and they provide several IT services, for instance, like servers, databases, some software, storage, networking stuff, security, and etc. If you will compare the cloud computing with simple on-premise, it has several benefits. First of all, it's scalability, speed, and the cost, because it will be it's much easier to scale up your resources. Yeah, you can write in the questions in the chat. Thanks, Oscar. So yeah, you can like scale up in the clouds, and it's much better and faster than scaling up on demand. So there exist three major cloud providers nowadays. The first of them is AWS. This is like the maturest and one of the biggest providers. It has like really lots of services. The second one is the second largest is Azure. It's from Microsoft, and it's well integrated with different Microsoft services. And the third one is Google Cloud. It's like the freshest and newest one, which is running up really fast, like developing really fast. And some benefits is that it has lots of integrations with Google services, for instance, like Google Translate, some Google APIs, etc. And it works really well with containerized workloads, with Kubernetes, with Dockers, etc. So yeah, as I have told previously, like in the beginning, I have certification from the AWS and from the Google Cloud. Azure, we'll see, maybe one day I'll have some certs as well. So yeah, let's move further. First of all, why do people need the certifications and why it's like necessary? First of all, it's credibility and earning potential. So here is like simple screenshots where you can see the annual salaries of the different developers with different certificates. Like AWS, as you can see, like AWS solution architects is the top one, and GCP is in the top three. But as I have told you, like GCP is pretty young one, and not all the certificates are included and estimated in the statistics. Moreover, certification gives you a little benefit in the CV. Like it's not a little, it's actually good benefit for CV. So if you post your certificate somewhere, lots of recruiters and companies will pay attention to you and will be offering you more. And of course, it's like skill demonstration. It's like a provement that you are really available to do some things in the clouds overall, and that you know some concepts and some basic things. Yeah. So about the requirements for certifications, they are pretty like straightforward. First of all, you need to have some expertise in programming, like in overall concepts. It's not about coding; it's about programming overall. Some experience with database, because you will need to choose what kind of databases to choose. There are like lots of different types of databases in the clouds. For instance, like SQL based, NoSQL based, relational, unrelational, columnar, etc. And you'll need to know the differences between those databases and some specifications of each of them. Some security basics, so for instance, how to deal with permissions, what kind of permissions to give, like some principles. Then operating system is pretty basic ones, like ability to work with command line. For instance, for GCP, there was lots of questions about some command line tools. There were simply questions what this command does, and there was like a special command, for instance, for Kubernetes, for Google Clouds, and some other ones. Virtualization, networking, Kubernetes, yeah, it's in GCP specifically. Those questions are coming a lot, especially on the Kubernetes, because as I have mentioned previously, GCP works really well with like containerization. And when I was preparing to the exam, I have faced, I don't know, maybe 30% of the questions were only about the Kubernetes. And in the examination, I was having several questions as well. So yeah, let's jump up to the certifications. Yeah, we have lots of different certifications, like cloud certifications. As you can see from AWS, we have around 12. Azure has like lots of certificates, and the GCP as well. Mostly they're divided into firstly the levels, foundational, associate, and professional. And they're divided by specializations. For instance, in the Google Cloud, there is a specific certificate for data engineers, for architects, for network engineers, for security ones, and they are like divided. And you'll need to choose the one that fits to you. So yeah, for instance, in GCP, I have chosen the associate cloud engineer because it's like one of the first steps on the GCP development, and it gives you a basic concepts about almost all the services. Further, like you can jump to some professional certificates depending on your role in the company. The same one applies to AWS. You start with a fundamental cloud practitioner just to know about like cloud, what is a cloud, why it is needed. Then you go step by step to develop to associate level or to specialty level. So yeah. Yeah, as I have told you about GCP certificates, the first one is optional. Yeah, thanks for the website mentioned here for this path of GCP certified engineering. So yeah, fundamental is cloud engineer, as I have just told. It's like pretty. It gives you ability to touch the GCP, to take a look, to work on it, to take a look on the different services, APIs, etc. Then, if you are a data engineer, I would suggest going to data engineer certification. Then do some like security and cloud DevOpsing and etc. But it's all up to you. It's all like very individual, and you need to choose your own path and to move on it. Yeah, so briefly, how I have prepared to the certification. First of all, it's official documentations of GCP, Google Cloud. It has lots of different useful things for preparation. It's like comments, overall how the API works, some services of GCP, etc. Then in the Google, there is a special learning paths. They look like in the screenshot. For instance, this is a cloud engineering learner path. It contains lots of different courses on some specific topics. Each course also contains a set of the labs. This is what I liked a lot in the GCP, that they give you an ability, like they give you some temporary account in Google Clouds, and you are able to log in there. You're able to work with some GCP services and take a look on how to work with them, click and like try it by your own hands. Of course, if you'll be doing some things that are out of lab, you'll be having some fines, etc. But yeah, if you go straight by lab, like it's perfect. Then there is also a course in the Coursera. This is one which I have taken. I have put all the links in the slides, so later we'll share the slides with you and you'll be able to take a look. Yeah, it's pretty similar to Learning Path. I would say it's like about 80% of the similar stuff there. And you're able to do the same things, like touch the GCP things, learn some presentations, etc. This is for theoretical preparation, just like to read, to learn, to, I don't know, like take a look. And for the practice tests, like the exam itself is simply a test. You'll be given a questions and some options to answer, and then you'll need to choose the best option. And the practice test is like one of the main points as well, because you will need to understand how these questions are constructed, on what you need to pay attention, and etc. And there are two websites which I have found by my own, but I'm more than sure that there are lots of different websites as well. Yeah, there are simple practice tests, and as I can say that around, you know, maybe 60% of questions I have faced in the real exam were in the data sets of the questions. Yeah. So this is about the learning path. I think overall the preparation, it's like this. And overall the certification path is like this. If you have some questions, something, you can contact me directly or can text in the chat. In the bottom right corner, you can see my contacts, like any social networks. I'm everywhere, it's similar. So yeah, don't hesitate to contact me and ask your questions.
Thank you, Ali. It's great. And also, I know you have a meetup very soon. We'll still have time for you to recover after the stream. Guys, if you have questions, please type them. Also, majority of you will probably ask questions in the comments, in the recordings later. And thank you, Ali, that you will share the links. We will also put the link to the description of this video. Just one question from me. How was the feeling? So you did a lot of efforts investing into this and you got a certificate. Was it like a celebration or just like, yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
business as
Like
usual?
the second one, like I've knew, like as I've told, the cloud engineer is a very fundamental thing. It's like a very basic, and to tell the truth, I was preparing for it. I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, maybe even less. So yeah, it was, for me, it was like, okay, it's regular. But for future, for the professional ones, so currently I'm preparing for data engineer professional one. It's a bit tougher than the cloud engineer. And I think if I'll pass it, I'll be celebrating. But for cloud engineer, I was not celebrating much.
Awesome. Congratulate you once more, and I wish you good luck with data engineering. Maybe we'll do some meetup offline while you're still in Astana these days. Hopefully, thank you for joining, and
Thanks for the
let's
invitation.
keep in touch.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thanks.
Друзья, если, кстати, вопросы есть, сұрақтар болса, жаза беріңдер. You can write.
Да, можно и на
Maybe-
русском, хорошо да болады. Енді жаза беріңдер.
I think not many people watch live. There are around like, thank you, Jean-Nabil.
Thanks for attending.
Thank you. Then bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Keep in touch.